couldn't say no. Now I do. Really excited to be here at Cosm LA here on Speak today. And excited to get started, but we do have some bad news to start the show with. It's fun to argue about, it's fun to talk about what you would do in this scenario, or would you leave the game if the seats were high, or if a man took you this place on a first date, what you would do. So I'll never be in another public relationship. I was in multiple public relationships. That's not how I can.
Not on it.
But
no.
never though?
No, I can't.
Never?
So there's a difference between a private relationship and a public relationship.
What happens when one of the biggest sports networks in the world gets hit with shocking allegations? A new lawsuit is exposing a toxic culture at Fox Sports, and the details are nothing short of jaw-dropping. From claims of explicit harassment to accusations of harm and retaliation, this case is pulling back the curtain on some of the network's most prominent figures, including Joy Taylor. But that's not all. Adding fuel to the fire is a leaked tape that's been making headlines, introducing yet another explosive layer to this unfolding story. Let's dive into the details. This one is a wild ride. So let's dive into the details of this lawsuit because the allegations are truly jaw-dropping. From start to finish, the claims paint a shocking picture of the culture at Fox Sports, leaving many questioning what's really happening behind the scenes. Nan Faraghi, a hairstylist who worked at Fox Sports for over a decade, has filed a class action lawsuit that reveals what she claims was a deeply toxic workplace. According to her, Fox Sports wasn't just a challenging environment, it was a nightmare.
A lot to unpack this week at Fox Sports as the network was hit with a lawsuit from a former hairdresser based in their Los Angeles studios. The lawsuit implicates not only Skip Bayless, but also Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho, and an executive at the company, and none of it is good.
Her allegations shed light on the disturbing realities behind the scenes, painting a grim picture of the network's internal culture. Faraghi claims she endured years of harassment and mistreatment, describing a workplace culture at Fox Sports that she says was misogynistic, racist, and ableist. In the lawsuit, she alleges that executives and on-air talent were allowed to get away with outrageous behavior without consequences. But it gets even worse. Faraghi claims that when employees like her tried to speak out, they faced retaliation instead of support. According to her, rather than addressing the issues, Fox allegedly promoted the very individuals responsible for creating the toxic environment. And this isn't just about a bad workplace. It goes much deeper than that. Faraghi is also accusing the network of serious misconduct, including both physical and verbal harm. And it's not just random individuals being named in her allegations. She's pointing fingers at some of the most prominent figures within Fox Sports. These claims bring an even darker dimension to the story, making it clear that this is more than just a workplace dispute. We're talking big names here. Skip Bayless, Charlie Dixon, and even Joy Taylor are listed in this lawsuit. Just their inclusion has the sports world buzzing. But let's focus on one of the most explosive claims against Skip Bayless because this one is an absolute bombshell. According to Nan Faraghi, she began cutting Bayless's hair weekly for his show. And what she reveals about these interactions adds a shocking twist to the story. At first, their conversations were casual, focusing on harmless topics like work and life. However, things quickly took a dark turn. Faraghi claims that Bayless began making unwanted advances toward her.
Take me out, coach.
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about this.
Take me out. It's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you want to, yell and scream. You lost.
It is my turn.
You lost the game.
It's my turn.
Transforming what was once a professional interaction into an uncomfortable and troubling ordeal. The suit alleges that Bayless found excuses to touch Faraghi during their appointments. He reportedly gave her lingering hugs after haircuts, pressing his body against hers, and even brushing against her. But it didn't stop there. Bayless allegedly began kissing her on the cheek, which made her increasingly uncomfortable. Faraghi says she tried to avoid further contact by making excuses to leave as soon as the haircuts were done, often citing her responsibilities as a mother or other obligations. However, Bayless didn't seem to take the hint. According to Faraghi, he even made inappropriate comments about her body, calling her voluptuous.
Everything is a feminized conversation because we have injected vaginas into every conversation.
The situation became even more difficult for Faraghi to handle due to her limited English skills. which she says sometimes led to misunderstandings or made it hard for her to speak up. Feeling trapped, she confided in a coworker about Bayless's behavior. However, instead of finding support, she was advised to stay silent. The coworker allegedly told her that Bayless was too powerful at the network and that reporting his actions would likely be ignored. This advice reflects a recurring theme in the lawsuit. Faraji and others felt that Fox Sports prioritized protecting its high-profile employees over addressing misconduct.
Y'all keep asking me to talk about this Joy thing. Baby, I have two things to say. First of all, y'all was tagging ESPN and Fox like, oh, listen to Amber, you hire her. Baby, I don't got what it takes. Because I'm not sleeping with nobody for no job.
In July 2021, Faraji revealed her cancer diagnosis, hoping it might put an end to Bayless's advances. However, according to the lawsuit, instead of backing off, Bayless allegedly continued to pursue her. He reportedly told her outright that he wanted to be with her. Faraji says she panicked, reminding him that there were cameras everywhere and reiterating that she wanted nothing to do with him. But that's not all. Bayless allegedly escalated his behavior further, grabbing her hands, kissing them, and even offering her $1.5 million to have sex with him. Shocked and terrified, Faraji made an excuse to leave the room.
ESPN. But now a new lawsuit has been filed against Skip, alleging that he offered a Fox hairstylist $1.5 million to have fun with him.
Despite Faraji's repeated efforts to distance herself, she claims that Bayless's advances continued until he left *undisputed* in 2024. These allegations paint a disturbing picture of someone allegedly using their power and influence to pressure a colleague into an unwanted relationship. However, this lawsuit isn't just pointing fingers at individuals. It's taking aim at the entire culture at Fox Sports. Faraji claims that for years, the workplace was a hotbed of mistreatment and misconduct. She describes a system where employees weren't just ignored when they spoke up, they were actively punished. According to the lawsuit, people like Faraji faced retaliation after reporting harassment or mistreatment, while those responsible for the bad behavior were allegedly rewarded with promotions, pay raises, and even more power. It paints a grim picture of a system seemingly rigged to protect the wrong people.
I really enjoy villains. I like villains. I like villains more than most.
To make matters even worse, Faraji isn't just highlighting her personal experiences, she's also accusing the network of violating wage laws. She claims that Fox failed to pay minimum wages, overtime, and other benefits that employees were entitled to. It's as if every aspect of the workplace was designed to exploit its staff. Fox Sports has since responded to the lawsuit, stating that they take allegations like these very seriously. However, for many, that statement feels like it's merely scratching the surface. The network is under fire, and this lawsuit could be just the tip of the iceberg. But this is where things take an even darker turn. According to the lawsuit, Charlie Dixon, the executive vice president of content at Fox Sports, is also implicated in the allegations, adding another layer of complexity and controversy to an already explosive case. According to the lawsuit, Charlie Dixon, the executive vice president of content at Fox Sports, is himself accused of inappropriate behavior that left Nan Faraji feeling humiliated and powerless. The suit details a specific incident at a birthday party for Joy Taylor in West Hollywood back in January 2017. Faraji alleges that Dixon approached her and began touching her inappropriately. She claims she initially tried to defuse the situation by saying, "No thank you," but Dixon allegedly didn't stop. Instead, he reportedly moved his hand lower, rubbing her body and grabbing her butt. Faraji says she was mortified by the encounter and quickly faked an incoming call to escape. Just imagine being in that situation, cornered and helpless, with no immediate way out. Being cornered by someone with so much power over your career, and knowing that saying no might not be enough to protect you is a terrifying position to be in. After the incident, Faraji says she confided in Joy Taylor, whom she described as a friend. However, instead of receiving support, Taylor allegedly told her to get over it, emphasizing that they both owed their jobs to Dixon. Taylor reportedly added that Dixon's influence was so significant that he could take their positions away if they caused any trouble.
But the hairdresser put it in a lawsuit along with some information that said they were at a party and she got hit on the butt. And I do believe it was by Skip Bayless. And Joy Taylor allegedly told her to get over it.
This response, as described in the lawsuit, highlights the power imbalance and the fear many employees felt in speaking out against misconduct. This part of the story is particularly heartbreaking. Faraji turned to someone she thought she could trust, hoping for understanding, only to be met with a dismissive response. It's a stark reminder of how power dynamics in toxic workplaces can pressure even allies to stay silent or look the other way. Faraji also confided in another anonymous friend after the incident. According to the lawsuit, this friend wasn't surprised by Dixon's behavior, describing him as disgusting and blaming the toxic culture at Fox Sports. However, instead of advising Faraji to report the incident, the friend warned her to stay quiet if she wanted to keep her job and continue supporting her son. This advice highlights the fear and desperation that can silence victims, forcing them to endure mistreatment to protect their livelihoods. To make matters even worse, the allegations didn't stop there. In 2023, an anonymous television host allegedly told Faraji that her contract with Fox wouldn't be renewed unless she slept with Dixon. The host also claimed that Dixon had made similar demands to other women at the network, suggesting a pattern of behavior that had gone unchecked for years. Faraji's lawsuit accuses Fox of failing to investigate not just her situation, but also other allegations of Dixon using his position to coerce women. According to the complaint, Fox either knew or should have known about Dixon's behavior, but chose not to intervene, further perpetuating a culture of abuse and misconduct within the network.